That was the wrong logo at the end there. Well, anyway, what is up, nerds? Welcome to episode 2 of Nerdy Coffee. Looks like Sal just dropped off. We have tech difficulties all morning right now. Supposed to be using Ecamm, not using Ecamm. It's just a shit show over here. But hey, that's what happens on Nerd Affiliated. Welcome to Nerdy Coffee, your weekly morning show where we sit down for like half an hour, go over some news, eat some breakfast, drink some coffee. Hopefully all of you have poured yourself your brew this morning, drinking out of my Rambling with Anthony mug, which is apropos because Anthony is in the house today, if that's the right usage of the term. Sal's also in the house. It's a full party going on. So, of course, leave your thoughts, comments down below. Once again, if you have a YouTube channel, YouTube channel, podcast, a blog, a vlog, all that stuff, as I fight off a belch, post in the comments, plug your shit. The little behind the scenes there was I was trying to use Restream to do this whole thing, and it just fought me on everything, so that's not happening today. So we're back on Ecamm, but you don't care about all that stuff. You saw it in the title. HBO seems to be killing it, so that's going to be most of today's news, but we'll talk about a couple other things. So I'm just happy to have all of you here. We're happy to have all of you here, and without further ado, let's bring in the gents themselves. How are you guys doing on this fine Tuesday morning?
Well, besides Buffalo trying to give me a heart attack on Sunday, am I right?
You haven't had enough heart attacks?
He's never
they're
had
trying.
enough.
And yourself, Anthony?
You've never really partied with Sal. Sal, like, hey, we've had it. No. Just one more. I was hoping it wouldn't extend to the heart attack thing, but all right, here we are.
Yeah, let's keep the party going.
Yeah. I'm good. I need more coffee, but I'm good.
What are we
and now I want burnt
what are we drinking
garlic
this morning?
bread, thanks to you.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm finishing
this
garlic
morning
bread.
was but I want some now, and I want it to be burnt because apparently this early in the morning my mind is pliable. Folgers. I have a nice cup of Folgers, a little half and half.
Oh. And Sal?
That's a good mug for both of you, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got my Javalia Colombian.
Nice. And I'm still on my Nespresso Black. Just above room temperature.
Okay.
No, I like my coffee hot.
Yeah, hey, I have to say, burnt garlic bread, it's not too bad if the inside is still kind of moist. That's the trick.
Moist inside saves many a thing.
There you go.
On a background note, everything's running on my Twitch.
Nice. Hey,
so the restream on that aspect worked. So, I'm on Twitch, CarpeNoctem727, if you want to check it out, but it's running the same stream that we're doing right now.
Nice. Actually, this week on Hey Archer Live, which is Thursday, 8:15-ish p.m., General Kenobi's Bunker is going to be stopping by, and we're going to be attempting that on his too. We're going to try to do a simulcast between the two channels, so that should be a lot of fun. But good morning, Stream Elements. Good morning, Mark. Again, good morning, General Kenobi. And, oh yeah, it's coming through on your Twitch. I like that. Look at that. So, in the format of Nerdy Coffee, again, this is your morning nerdy show. We're going to have a couple different topics to hit up. We're going to have last week's releases. We're going to cover some nerd news, talk about the box office numbers of last week, and then things to come, upcoming releases for this week. So why don't we quickly just run down last week's releases as Anthony covers the entire video there.
Sorry.
Yeah. Look, I somehow messed it up. I don't know how I did that. See? It's all jacked up. I don't know what's going on here.
We forgive you.
Freaking amateur hour. I swear.
It's the charm.
Oh, hey, I'm on the other side now.
No, there you go.
Nah, I
Um,
prefer Sal on my left at all times.
there you go. Let me see if I can bring Anthony back in. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I'll figure it out. Anyway, the first thing on the, I'll go through the four, and then you guys can just talk about whatever speaks to you. We had Bad Batch episode 3 come out last week. We had Velma episodes 1 and 2 drop last week. We had The Last of Us make its premiere on Sunday, and then the a new movie that dropped on HBO Max was The Battle of the Super Sons, which I had not seen yet, but I know somebody else was talking to me about it. So we'll start with Anthony. Anything on there pop off to you? Do you want to just hit a comment on each thing? What's speaking to you?
Bad Batch speaks to me the most because that's the one I actually sat down and watched. Uh, Spoiler free, spoiler light.
We'll keep it spoiler light.
Okay, so there's a return of a Clone Wars character that I think we've all wondered about
Yep.
since Order 66, so that was good to see.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I like that the episode actually didn't have Bad Batch proper in it. Uh, that was cool. Like I like that if they do that going on through the season, that we don't necessarily see all of them, and maybe we touch up with people that we've come to know and see what's going on with them now. Uh, yeah, it was just I thought it was a good episode. It shows, how the Empire, and it's really crazy how the Empire, the soldiers and like the officers of the Empire, who I have to assume are new because they're humans, not clones, how they got so vicious so fast. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like I hate to reference this, but it's almost like with the Final Order was Palpatine just like grooming these people for years or something to be able to slot them in and then like so seamlessly be okay with doing Empire type shit. Uh, I think that's as spoiler free as I can get. And then I want to watch Last of Us. It just time is always the issue. And then I saw Battle of the Super Sons, and I wasn't crazy about the computer animation, but naturally I'm gonna check it out because why wouldn't I?
Just to comment, Bad Batch reminded me of the Mandalorian episodes the Book of Boba Fett episodes where the two best had nothing to do with Boba Fett. It was just Mando episodes. And
Yeah, right.
so far, episode 3, Bad Batch, best episode I would say in the entire series. And the Bad Batch were nowhere to be found. So I'm looking forward to this week on that. Sal, how about yourself?
I watched The Last of Us. Last of Us was very good. Not really caught up on the video games. I played maybe a few hours of the first one when it first came out. Never got around to finishing it. Not that I didn't like it, just time got in the way. And so far, the aesthetic is really good.
Yeah.
They really kept it to how the game felt.
Yep.
Because you got to remember, it's not The Walking Dead. And The Walking Dead's we could do a whole nother video on how much I hate The Walking Dead TV show and love the comic.
Mm-hmm.
But The Last of Us is more about the human interaction. And I feel like the monsters sometimes take a backseat.
Yep.
It's more about the downfall of society and without spoiling too much. It's like more about the downfall of society and everybody interacting with each other.
Yeah, for sure.
So they kept the aesthetic very well. I like the way Joel is played by Pedro Pascal. I mean, Tess is a side character. Ellie, I don't remember enough about the game to see if Ellie's doing a good job, the girl that's playing her.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of what they showed in this episode, that's all I really know.
Yeah.
Joel, Ellie, Tess, the Fireflies. That's it.
And Tommy. Tommy was
And
pretty
Tom.
good. Yeah.
But I don't think Tom. I don't remember if there was a mention of Tommy in the games.
Yeah.
But in terms of like referencing the games, those are the only four things I remember.
Yeah.
Didn't get super far.
I think the most interesting part of Bad Batch is going to be Bad Batch. The Last of Us is going to be separating itself from Walking Dead, because even in the first episode, I was they're in that city behind the wall. I was like, all right, you already kind of have, just on that visual, I'm getting Walking Dead vibe, but I know that the storyline involves world exploration. So I'm hoping that that part doesn't drop. Like, they don't drop the ball on the world exploration, because that's a major component to the story.
Now, just to reference The Walking Dead, the first episode of The Walking Dead is frame for frame the first issue,
Mhm.
and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I thought that was excellent. When I got into episode 2, it was like, what is this? What'd you guys do to
Yeah.
my book? Because I mean, this is the only parallel I'm going to make, and then I'm going to stop. But The Walking Dead was more about how few survivors there were.
Mhm.
And every time you found, at least in the books, and every time you found someone new, it was like, I can't believe you're alive.
Mhm.
But in the Walking Dead show, I feel like they run into so many people, and I hope they don't make the same mistake with with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Because that's more about the human interaction and less about the monsters.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So I hope they don't flip it and turn that into a zombie show. Because it's not.
Yeah. No, I agree. Definitely agree. For the sake of time, what we'll do is I'll just comment on Velma, and then we'll just kind of cover this week's releases, because it's pretty much all the same shows. So actually, we'll probably just skip this week's releases, because it's all the same shows. But I don't know. Did you guys watch Velma? Was I the only one that watched it,
No.
or did you guys watch
I
it?
didn't catch
started
it.
to watch it, and then it didn't grab me, so I jumped back to Stargirl.
Yeah. I'm also on Stargirl watching that too. Velma episodes 1 and 2 dropped. I wanted to watch it because Aaron Waller gave it a 1 out of 10. I've never seen him give any score like that before. Just to touch on the what people are talking about the most. One, it is a very mature show, very much like the Harley Quinn show. Actually, I think it's even more graphic than that. But it doesn't have a disclaimer anywhere. So if by any chance you've not watched Velma and you think, oh, I'm going to give my kids a Scooby-Doo show to watch, do not let your kids watch the show by any stretch.
Ooh.
It's very bizarre that the opening scene, I don't care about spoilers here, the opening scene is a nude shower fight scene. And then
Yeah.
you remember that they're all like teenagers. This is in high school. And there's a lot of like sexual references in the show. And it's just weird. It's like if this was college, maybe it wouldn't feel as weird, but knowing that they're sub 18 technically in the show, very bizarre. I don't know, it's a hard pass. They try really hard on that show. It's not very good. So
So I shouldn't bother finishing it.
I mean, you might as well, just to see how bad it gets, but
Ugh.
at the same time, it's just, I don't know. It's cringy in the wrong kind of way.
Yeah, it was very, like, pretty much that's where, like, I turned it off by the time Velma's in the interrogation room.
Yeah.
And by that point, I was like, I've seen there's been a pointless shower scene.
Mhm.
Velma, you said you don't care about spoilers. Velma's tried to kill Daphne, sort of, because she hit her in the head with like a hockey stick or
Yeah.
something.
Full
And
force.
Full force, and and then kind of like, I don't know, like there was the one character who was like just like cheering them on to
Mhm.
kiss.
Yeah.
It was just like, this is very weird,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I don't know. So it didn't grab me. I jumped back to Stargirl, which intrigues me in all the right ways, and I'm already sad that it's going to be the final season.
Yeah.
So you guys, pardon, you guys aren't really selling me on this. So it's safe to say the Globetrotters aren't showing up, right?
They are not showing up, no.
I don't think so.
Scooby-Doo's
So
actually
no-
not even showing up.
I was going to
That's
say,
cra-
yes, Scooby's
that's
not even
crazy.
showing up. So
Yeah.
No Vincent Price, no Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Nah, you know,
What was
no
that,
Adam West. I think
what was
I'm
that
good.
series
I'm out.
called? It was Scooby-Doo and his amazing friends, or his something friends?
I
Everything
don't know if
back then
Friends
was and his friends.
Yeah.
Spider-Man and his
Mm.
amazing friends. The what was it? The Justice League and their friends. Like everybody. Oh, Super Friends. Everybody was friends.
Super Friends.
Everybody was friends.
Yeah.
Cool. So, actually, before we go into nerd news, so again, sorry, we're gonna skip this week's releases because the releases this week are the next episodes of every show we just talked about. So,
Actually,
good.
I saw one on
Mhm.
on the weekend stuff
Mhm.
with the box office. Apparently, an Ultraman movie came out in Japan and released worldwide. I don't know if anybody else is into Ultraman like that,
Oh,
but I was kind of caught me off guard, and it seems to be doing all right.
all right. Well, maybe it's on the. I was gonna jump into box office, but
Oh,
we'll
sorry, I
we'll
I
see if
didn't
it's on
realize.
the list.
I thought the weekend stuff was the box office stuff.
I tell you, were you here last week or was Anthony here last week? Which one's the amateur today? Ooh,
I'm the
sorry.
amateur.
I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna take my mug and go.
Well, spoiler alert, we're going to go into the box office recap and we'll see if. Why does it go to this cam? I don't know why it keeps doing that. Elte Eble. Yeah, am I the one? Am I the one that's the mess today? Anyway,
It's too early. I don't know
it
why we
is.
agreed to this.
Yeah, I don't know either. So, this past week in box office, Avatar again, domestically takes the cake, 32 million, still on the road to 2 billion. It is currently fighting its way up to pass Spider-Man No Way Home. Like it's just about to get there. But
Trying.
you mentioned Ultraman, so if we go to international or worldwide, I should say. Wow, House Party's on the list. Look at that.
Number 2.
What?
Let me do a search for Ultraman. I don't see it. Was it a different name?
Shin Ultraman. Shin.
Nope.
No, I just saw it. Well done.
Did you make it up?
Maybe.
Make up the whole thing.
Shin Ultraman 2022. Looking at it right now.
2023.
Yeah, but it's like it came out late. Oh no, it came out in May. Don't mind me. It's a international.
Wow.
No, hold on.
Damn, Sal.
It's on. No, hold on the international release stuff. I think it released on this side, like stateside recently. Here we go. January 11th, domestic for America. January 11th in the States. Shin Ultraman.
Is it two different words?
Yeah,
words?
Ultraman is one. Gee, who's the amateur? Ultraman is one word. Shin is a different word.
Shin, not sin. Oh,
There we go.
You said S. All right, SHIN. Domestic 600, international 31 million, worldwide 32 million. Also just 600,000. Well,
Yeah,
Kenobi's
that's here, but
Yeah.
like internationally, it's doing all right compared to its budget.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can take a look at that. Do we think Avatar is gonna cross the threshold, become profitable?
Man, to make 2 billion in a
It's
box
still not
office, like
profitable?
No, it needs 2 million, allegedly.
2 billion?
2 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it'll do it.
But even then, what's the profit on 2 billion? Like,
If that's your threshold,
he spent so much.
Yeah.
So that means you got to double that, or at least make it 3 billion.
Yeah.
And I don't think what's number one? Endgame? Avatar. The first Avatar.
Yeah.
And there's no way it's beating the first Avatar and Endgame.
Yeah. Not in the
I don't
current.
think it has the legs.
Not in the current movie market. No.
No.
Although,
I do think it's
top 3.
It could hit top 3 though.
Well, no, I was going to say it's funny. The top 3, James Cameron has directed 2 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What's also crazy is you see a lot of these other movies, they go from domestic box office and then later they release internationally, and that's when you see the numbers shoot up.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure Way of the Water released everywhere
Mm.
all on the same day. So
I think you're right.
its legs are running short.
Yeah. All right. So, with that, we will go into the final segment of today's episode, Nerd News, where, again, Anthony blocks.
I'm just blocking everything today.
I wish I knew why it keeps jumping to this camera. So, you know what? I'm just going to bam, bam. So in nerd news, we have a couple different things that were popping last week. Again, since HBO was like the biggest topic of today, I did think this one was interesting. That HBO, or Warner Brothers, I should say, for all you stockheads out there, got upgraded as a buy after being mocked for so long. That this is a stock that if you're trying to make some money, you should probably jump on it. Also weird considering on the nerd side of things, we all thought it was a shit show. You know, all the movies getting canceled, TV shows getting canceled, but it's so weird to like talk this week all the good things, and they all have to do with Warner Brothers. So I just thought it was a really interesting take.
I thought the last I read that maybe they weren't in the red, but they were definitely close to like breaking even. They weren't profitable this year or this last quarter.
No, they definitely weren't. They so they also, part of the Warner Brothers thing is they also acquired Discovery, which does no longer Discovery Channel things. It's more reality, like let's build this house, 90 Day Fiance, all that kind of stuff. So
it hasn't been in the Discovery Channel in 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't done anything outside of like My 500-Pound Life in the last 20 years in Hoarders.
Exactly. So
so crazy.
Because of all of that, they lost a ton of money last year, and that's where the guy's trying to he's trying to right the ship. But I'm like, all right, if you canceled all those movies, all those shows, this month we're doing great. We have lots of new shows, lots of new, things to watch. But like 6 months from now, 8 months from now, is there a backlog coming down the pipe because everything's got canceled? So like, what happens at that point? What happens after that? So I'm wondering if any of these movies come back from the dead, or, Batgirl gets scrapped together somehow. Like, I'm wondering where that kind of goes.
Well, there is a
that's
big
good question.
rumor. There's a big rumor of James Gunn releasing the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but nobody wants that.
I mean, there's enough buzz about it that it made a headline.
True. But I think it's just
But
cool
also,
to
how
have.
much money are you going to make on that?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think there's just so much wrong with this first story that it's not gonna, like. I could see if these were being like even the Snyder cut, the Snyder cut. If Snyder cut was released theatrical only, not in a streaming world, it's like, yeah, you could re-release these director cuts and make money on it, but nobody's gonna like newly subscribe for another version of Suicide Squad. Like, they're not gonna get any new subscribers out of it.
Yeah, and that's where the whole market is. It's all about how many more subscribers you can get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. So something that affected us, today was just an absolute mess. Let me see if I can like share this.
But we're here. We got here. That's the important part.
Yeah. Again, Anthony blocks the screen here. Let me see if I can move this over to there.
Just look around me.
Yeah, look around him. So essentially, a lot of us found images online of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie coming out, the animated movie coming out. And we shared pictures. We all made fun of it. It looked kind of dumb to us, but hey, to kids, they probably would like it. Either way, we're sharing the images, and Paramount started going around and copyright striking people sharing the initial images of the movie, which I had never seen before. That was all new to me. And they went as far as the TMNT Layer. It's a Facebook group where, a whole bunch of us share not just news on Turtles, but we buy, sell, and trade figures on there. It's pretty much everything you'd want, Ninja Turtles. They actually got the whole group taken off Facebook, like just wiped out.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
What does that even mean? Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, it was weird. So I'm gonna try to have sorry, too many buttons. I'm gonna try to have the moderator of the group come on the show for an episode. Like super cool guy. I'm blanking on his name because again, too early in the morning to be doing the show, but he's gonna be coming on a Hey Archer live at some point, and yeah, he has to start the whole group all over again. He had to start from scratch and send all of us, new invites and all that stuff. But I was like, to get a whole page, a whole group page, just wiped off of an image was just unheard of to me. So that was a big thing to me.
That's alienating your fan base, like the worst way to alienate your fan base.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't even like
it's.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was gonna say it's one thing to be like, hey, these images aren't supposed to be out there, and I don't know. I feel like there's a thing where people can get like just the image blocked, like taken down. But to have the whole group nuked, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, a group dedicated to that very franchise that will be majority of the people watching and buying this franchise.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, so a whole bunch of people are like, we're not gonna watch the movie, not gonna support the movie, all that kind of stuff. But I think even for those of you who don't content create, there's two things. There's like copyright, like claims, and then there's like strikes. Now, a claim, I'll talk in terms of like YouTube because that's the easiest way to explain it. If you get a copyright claim, that means, hey, let's say somebody took and clipped this very video, put it on their YouTube channel. I could file a claim and they can keep the video on their channel. But if that video is monetized, I'm getting that money because technically that's my content. So that's one route you can always take and be like, hey, you're showing this image. It's not supposed to be out. This is a leak. Because it's ours, we'll claim it. I'd say maybe I'd be okay with that. Just maybe. But then again, you're nerfing all the news and all the ways that people consume news about your franchise. But a copyright strike is like, you have blatantly stole this from me. I'm legally going to threaten your channel. And in fact, YouTube's going to take my side by default. So your channel is going to be wrecked. And the only way for you to get that channel back is to actually take up legal action against me. So I'm like, you went to the extreme to stop people from talking about this movie that people kind of want to come out, all for the sake of, hey, don't release that picture yet, of just a poster.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We also got hit on the nerd affiliated Reddit. I cross-posted a video of Hayden Christensen behind the scenes fight with Dooku and Revenge of the Sith. And it was supposed to be like an extended thing where he does kind of like an Arya Stark where he drops the lightsaber, catches it with the other hand, and swings back around.
Yeah.
And they copyright struck me, and they took it down. And they threatened the channel.
Really?
Yeah, but it wasn't even from me. It's a cross post.
Yeah.
From a Star Wars sub to our sub. I'm not claiming any rights to it. I'm just
resharing.
Basically, I'm just forwarding from someone else,
mm-hmm.
and they came after me.
Yeah, I have that video on TikTok, on Hey Archer TikTok, and I haven't had a strike yet. But that's just crazy. Like, people are.
Why Reddit? Reddit's successful.
First of all, why Reddit?
Yeah.
And also, like, people are sharing something because they love it, and you're gonna go ahead and be like, no, don't have any fun with this. Stop. There's better ways to do this.
Who knows the way these guys think?
So just because we're just about at time, quick 30-second blurbs, if you would, on first MODOK being revealed in Ant-Man. Thoughts, Sal? You can go first.
Couldn't care. To be honest with you, after watching the trailer the first time, I didn't even catch it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to like go back and kind of like scrub a little bit. It's okay. All right. I'm more interested in Kang.
Anthony?
Same. I didn't catch it, and I've only seen the and people are complaining about his face looking so weird, and it's like, read the comic. He looks weird.
Yeah.
He's a head. He's
Yeah.
a head floating with tiny little arms and legs that do nothing. So yeah, cool that he's going to be in it, but I didn't like Sal, especially following Loki. I'm just all about Kang. I want to see him. I want to see. It's crazy to me that he's going to be that Ant-Man's his first. Well, maybe not his real first, but the first we're seeing Avenger that he's going to go up against is going to be Ant-Man. So it's kind of like, okay, but yeah, I don't care. Looks fine. It's supposed to look weird, and all right. What? 2 months out? A month out? When does it release?
I think it's like a month.
Yeah, February, end of February, early March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, going back real quick, what does WB even have for the summer? Because I feel like none of the superhero movies they still have supposedly coming out, I don't think any of them are summer releases, right?
I guess Sal can.
I'll go as far as saying I started watching White Lotus and Last of Us last night, and in the opening scroll on HBO, they show like all the previews. Besides The Last of Us, I haven't heard of a single thing that they have on their docket.
Yeah.
Like it was all new stuff, all stuff I wasn't even aware of, or I heard no buzz about. So, I mean, I don't know. They're in a weird spot right now.
Yeah, because I think Blue Beetle, Aquaman, those are all end of the year.
Wow.
Shazam is this spring. So I can't think of anything for the summer, but you know, I don't know. I also don't know anything in production because even Flash, I think, is the end of the year. So it's like
that's what I'm saying. I honestly forgot about Blue Beetle, but yeah, I was thinking of Aquaman and Shazam and Flash.
Yeah, nothing before May,
and nothing's in production. There's nothing major that's like brand new that we know of that's in production. So
shame.
Yeah. And last thing, we'll give Sal 30 seconds. There's some beefs going on with the D&D world with my good friends at Hasbro. Do you want to give us just a rundown of that?
Oh man, I really don't have the time, but I'll condense as much as I can. Hasbro and Wizard of the Coast are not playing nice. Essentially, Hasbro had like a marketing meeting over the summer, and they're like, "Hey, it turns out that Wizards of the Coast makes up like 70% of all their profits." And like, so between Wizards of the Coast is Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering. So like, all right, we're gonna try to push this, and we want to make more money off it. They originally started with making like a virtual tabletop to try to monetize things more like how video games are monetized. Downloadable content, virtual tabletop. I mean, they already function like that. You buy more books for more content. It's downloadable content, but it's a book. They already have that structure. But they want you to try to buy everything again. And then the latest news that happened is that Wizards of the Coast has had an open licensing agreement since like 2001, 2002, where you can make your own content and you're allowed to sell it, but everything has to be properly labeled.
Just for clarity here, making your own content literally means just make your own storyline for playing, for lack of better phrasing, just a board game.
Yeah,
like
you're making your own story for a board game.
Yeah.
But they were allowed to sell it as long as it's under D&D license and Wizard of the Coast license. Now, what they want to do is I don't know the exact numbers. I believe it's if you make over $750,000 on the product, they want you to register with Hasbro Wizard of the Coast, and then they get a piece of it, and then they're allowed to market and use your stuff without your permission.
Yeah.
And it's a lot deeper than that. That's like the super dumbed down version. But that's the state of Hasbro Wizards of the Coast now. And fans are going crazy. They're deleting their D&D Beyond subscriptions. Some people are
so they already had a
boycotting the game.
subscription going. So
they already had a subscription service going.
Wow. Okay.
Which they actually, D&D Beyond was like its own thing, and then they bought it over the summer in order to incorporate the virtual tabletop stuff. But they already got you buying things. Like, how much more can you monetize it? You're buying miniatures, you're buying maps. Otherwise, you're molding your own miniatures or you're drawing your own maps. You know, like They already got you. You buy the books.
Yeah.
You need more. You need more reference for a story, or more monsters, or more gear. You buy the book, and the book gives you another story with monsters and gear. I don't know. They're in a they're having a big problem right now, to the point where they're trying to alter their open license agreement that they just put out. Nothing's signed yet, but they're already talking about making changes.
I think Hasbro probably deserves their a video on their own here on the channel.
I'm down. I'm in.
The one that affects me in my world is in the toy hunting space. They released this. This is just a latest example. Like your example, they're trying to double dip. This example, they're trying to double. In this case, probably like quadruple dip. They released for the anniversary of Return of the Jedi this card back Boba Fett figure. We've already got this figure, I think, 3 times in the last year. And this version is on a card back, which the other ones are not. It comes with less figures than the other releases, less of a paint job than the other releases, and costs more money than the previous releases. So Hasbro is just all over the place right now. $33. $33. This figure with 1 gun and 2 little flame things. $33.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
Yeah, we can do a whole thing on Hasbro.
Pass.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. Thank you, Sal and Anthony, for jumping on. And apologies to everybody for all the tech difficulties today. Trying out new systems. The goal was to have the reason, just to give you the backstory. The reason I wanted to get Restream as potentially the main thing was I wanted on the side to show the chat, so that I don't have to keep every time clicking the chat button. It's just there so all of you feel part of the show. But I'll try to figure out something else, maybe another app to try to get that going. But that's the backstory. And then down below, the goal is to have eventually it live update when somebody joins the Nerd Foundation. And then when somebody super chats, it'll show you up there as the last person to do each one respectively. And as a reminder, down below, you can join the foundation. There's a link down there for just 99 cents. You can help us continue to make this content. Greatly appreciate it. And you can also, at the links down below, pick up your own merch. Anthony, Sal, myself. You can get mugs, shirts, hats, all that stuff. Gentlemen, anything before we call it a day?
No, I'm good.
Sorry.
I'm good. I need more coffee.
Same. And more garlic bread.
Damn it, and garlic bread, yes.
Bartender refill.
Yeah. Nerdy Coffee will resume next week at Monday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. Maybe Sal and Anthony will be back again. We'll see. Maybe there's an episode where they're on and I'm not here. Things may get crazy for all we know. Again, Hey Archer Live.
Figure that out.
Yeah. Hey Archer Live. Well, I got. You know what it is? I need to get you guys a company computer. That will definitely help.
Yeah, I need a laptop. I mean, we're running off of 4 iPhones right now. So.
Yeah. Hey Archer Live this Thursday, 8:15ish p.m. Eastern. Anthony's Avatar video, I swear to God, will come out at some point. I just ran out of time. But more content. Sorry, yeah, I'll boo myself on that one. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace.
Deuces. Carpe noctem. See ya.
I was about to say, you're not gonna.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, it said file not found. I'm all kinds of messed up today. Don't worry, I'm gonna get there. I'll disco it.
And I'm the last thing you're gonna see.
In the old school method here. Let's see, where is? Oh, it actually just has Anthony up on there.
Yeah,
I'm the last thing everybody's gonna see.
It's the last thing you see before you die.
Whoa. Possibly.
There it is. All right, see you guys later.